Okay, Saturday morning in the kingdom, and we survived the heat yesterday. Yesterday it got up to, at 3:17 p.m. on the kingdom weather station, it got up to 34 Celsius. Yes, plus 34 Celsius, which equals 93.2 Fahrenheit. Yes, and then it cooled off. Yes, you could feel the difference at 7 o'clock at night when I came out of the shop. Yes, and then I walked the dogs. You could feel the difference. And then this morning we got up at 3:02 for a pee, and it was 11 degrees Celsius, nice and chilly. So this morning we woke up to plus 14 Celsius, but feels like plus 13. Yes, and then on the yo-yo scale, plus 58 Fahrenheit, but feels like plus 57. The new Weather Network channel doesn't switch it over to the Fahrenheit scales, and the government website or the government weather channel does not change it to feels like. Yes, I can't figure that out, but I guess if you're I got the burps. I had lots of peanut butter this morning, but I guess if you're flying an airplane, it doesn't really matter what it feels like. You're just gonna fly anyways. All right, so today we're not sure what we're doing today, but everybody's noticing in the kingdom we do not use one of these. This is used on a rare occasion because we do everything by feel. Yes, just like in the bedroom, we make it fit, make it look good, and it works out well. Now, yesterday was my lucky day, drilling all those holes, small holes, big holes, long holes, everything, and it worked out good. I don't know how that happened. Now, if I quit halfway through the day drink and enjoy a Friday afternoon on a hot day, and tried to drill out those holes this morning, yes, it wouldn't work. So that's why we have to keep working and get it done. The boss doesn't like the overtime, but too bad, he's an asshole. All right, let's scroll this way. All right, nice and slow. We're not sure what we're doing today. It's supposed to go up to plus 30 again, so that'll be like too hot. So we might have to hide in the shop. We have lots of projects to keep going to get done before my demise, my end, my death. Yes. All right, here we go. All right. The sun should be over here. Oh, where is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, my big head's blocking it. But there we go. We have smoke in the sky. So if it was to rain and I was to collect the water, I would have black water again. That's a learning curve. Rain is a filter and it grabs the dirt out of the air, which is smoke. Yes. Yeah. So that we learned on that. I had to kiss 100 gallons goodbye. We might have to haul some water from WHO-ville this week. But if the gods give us rain, we won't have to. All right. And also, too, we parked the 67 right there by the tire repairs or whatever the tools for tires are in there. But in the whole shack, and do you think the tire's gone flat? No. Yes, unfrickin' real. Okay, I can hear Dick off in the distance. I think there was two Dicks yesterday. I think there was Dick and Dickette. They were both flying low and just tormenting the old guy. Yes, doing those wellness checks. Well, they're number one with me, and I make sure. All right. Okay, there we go. We made full rotation. All right, we better go. Here comes the boss. He's such an asshole. Okay, it's staying cool enough that we can actually air arc. Yes, we have to think about the equipment and me. Yes, especially me. All right, so let's recap with the air arc. First, we got to go over here. Okay, the welder of choice is the Ranger 8, the original one I bought back in the day. Yes, I think the staff was born that same year, so it's pretty old. Okay, so this is the Ranger 8. It's always been in the welding truck or the welding sleigh. Yes, this was a truck at one time. And now it's a welding sleigh. Yes, only in the Great White North or Wilderness, Alaska, but in Northern Manitoba. All right, so for air arcing, you have to crank it up, but not all the way because you don't want to fry everything out. But that's the way you do it because you're creating molten steel, molten magma, and then you're going to blow it away, just like Dr. Evil. All right, so let's go back over here. So we're going to pick a cool day because the welder's in here. It's ventilated, okay? We can't use the welder in the 38 GMC service truck because it's not well ventilated, okay? So the poor welder will overheat. All right, so we got my gifted gloves for air arcing, nice thick ones, and I'm going to wear the leathers outside the bedroom because there's going to be lots of sparks. So what you're doing is this carbon arc here makes great pencils for marking small little holes and stuff, but I don't know if we can see that, Les Nessman. There's the air holes right there. So this turns into molten steel. the air blows it away. So you got 140 psi, probably down to 100 psi, blowing the steel away. So we'll make quick work of this booger weld when the guy couldn't overcome the gods of gravity. So in theory, yes, so we're going to chase that out. We got some other ones on the other side. And over here, we put the tripod up. Yes, the tripod. So we'll put the me phone on. Okay, we won't be able to get any volume on it because the welder makes noise and the air arc is extremely loud. So probably I'll have to do a voiceover singing lullabies as the video plays. Okay, we'll do a quick voiceover, a poor man's voiceover. I'm holding the me phone in the tripod thing. So here I am there coming over to do the air arcing. So the trick is with air arcing, there's lots of air, lots of arc. So everything is very touchy. And here we go. Yes, I'm not going to do that sing you a lullaby. I think that was Burton Cummings from the Guess Who on his solo career. He has a song, Sing You a Lullaby. So there we go, back and forth, blow that molten steel off. Just look at it go. All right, so it's going good. That's the worst welds I've ever seen or had to cut through because it wasn't even welds. On the other side, I did really well because the guy had done professional welds and were easy to, how would you say, cut them off. Ooh, my arm's getting shaky. Maybe I better hold my beer with my other hand. Yes, there we go. So that's how you do it. And if it's a windy day, the air arc sparks go everywhere but where you want them. But this morning was pretty nice. We had no wind and I was able to get it going. There we go. So that's working out pretty good. And there we go. I never realized how shiny my bald spot is up there. I'll have to put one of those welding beanies on that was gifted to me from a Kingdom follower YouTube subscriber. All right, so I think I'm just about done here. Yes, I think I'm done. All right, I better get going here and finish this video. Okay, the ideal rod for burning on the Ranger 8 is this small one right here. Yes, but we're using these big ones because that's all we have. Yes, and we just don't run out and buy them locally. Okay, so over here, you can see the crap we're trying to cut off. All right, so trying to keep an arc going on this is next to impossible because it's booger. Yes, so I'm going down to the original Caterpillar steel here. This here, back in here, when you're looking through the lens, you can see the actual base, and then you can see the original weld of this first plate they put on. So I'm trying to clean it out, and it's working out well. So we're doing little 1 inch or an inch and a half blows. So you start at the top, blow, and you go down till you see the material. You'll see the big difference in the material colors. So then you know it's the layers. So we'll booger away at this, and I went and did a chase weld or chase air arc through here because I'll do a nice cover pass, and then I'll clean up this mess over here so it looks presentable because we can't have everybody know that, well, everybody will think I did that and I was drunk. No, I wasn't. All right, and then we'll just do a little touch up in here, and then we'll go on the inside and chase the cracks. Okay, lunchtime in the Kingdom, and the Ranger 8 just didn't have enough oomph, yes, for doing the big 1/4 inch rods. It only has 210 volts or amps or whatever it is, 210. The Ranger 250 in the shop is at 250, and that little extra oomph will save the day. So here we did. We just threw the cables aside. Yes, then I get to trip over it. So we got it going over here, no problem. So we, how'd you say, increase production big time. I had only allowed it this morning, couple hours to do this, and I was getting frustrated because the welder in the welding sleigh wasn't working. So once I switched out and went for the big power, no problems. We just gouged some more, and we whipped these pieces off here. Okay, that's the joys of air arcing. You can see where the base material is, but you can see somebody couldn't work the torch, somebody couldn't weld, so we have to address that up. That's no problem. I can weld with the right amount of vodka. Uphand is no problem. So over here, these guys over here on the main brace for the pulley that goes up and down, or the grill guard that holds the blade. Okay, so they got carried away with the 3/4 inch plate there, flat iron, and they did the full weld right up. So no problem air arcing it out. And then once I got it out, I just went back and addressed it. Okay, so you dress it up and it looks a lot better. So we'll have to do some welding in here, lots of grinding, but that's no problem because we are experts. Yes, just like Bob and Doug McKenzie, yes, singing their Christmas songs. So we had a crack over here, which is normal, and the crack over there got air arced out, and the crack down there, which is normal. I didn't touch the ones back here because I can't control the molten magma. So I'll probably just use the zip cut blade on the grinder, and I can control the sparks. So there's just little gouges in here and on the other side that we have to chase out. So that's no problem. Very pleased. We set a time limit and we did it. So let's go have a victory drink and some lunch. Okay, after lunch in the kingdom, and I'm defying the gods of gravity. Yes, we were gifted some 7014 welding rod, which is right there. It came up in the dog food pallet. You see that, Les Nesman? No, if you can't, that says 7014. So that's a rod known for slag entrapment, or they were called the farmer's rod when I was growing up. Back when I was 15 years old, I think it was 1980, maybe, I don't know, somewhere in there. It was all a blur. I did all the welding on this Camaro subframe onto the Dodge frame here. Okay, and then when it had to pass an inspection, Dad said he did it. Well, Dad couldn't weld if his life depended on it. So that was my first experience with an AC buzz box that I bought, and burning 7014 to do the frame grafting or whatever on this hot rod here. So there it is on the other side there. So this was a 47 Dodge with a Camaro subframe and Camaro rear end. And then we decided, well, the Dodge body was rusted, so we put a Dodge cab on. Made it even look better. Okay, we're back using the Ranger 8 in the welding sleigh. Yes, the welding sleigh, not the welding truck. And that's so we can fine tune, because you have the knob to adjust. Not like the Lincoln Buzz Box where you go click, click, click. That's your fine tuning. All right, so we get dressed up the air arc gouge right here because I was chasing the weld. I'm doing an uphand here. So I was doing a good weld here, and then I had slag entrapment. Oh, the gods of gravity and slag. But that's no problem. So here I was playing with the heat, figuring it out. I had it right there. It was doing good. And it all depends on your angles, degrees, and philosophies where you hold this rod, because it's known for slag entrapment. So I think we're doing pretty good. So that's what we're going to do, is fill it in. This is gifted rods. These are, how'd you say, really old rods. Yes, I think Noah used them on his boat, you know, sort of thing. Well, Noah did have to have steel on his boat to hold it together because the wood wouldn't. All right, let's keep welding, keep beveraging, and as long as the sun stays away, it's not that bad. Okay, 2 o'clock in the kingdom, and we got out the bigger rods. Yes, these are those gifted 7018 rods that are old. But you also have to remember, this 7014 and the Hobart 332nd here, 7018, there's probably 40 years difference in technology, and I was able to make it work. I used it like as a base rod, a filler rod, and then I got it all welded, and then I got thinking, well, we're going to be putting plates on here for the grill support, or the anchor support, the pulley support, the front thingy bob. So it's kind of pointless having beads of weld, because how are we going to do it? So I had to grind it off. Minor detail. So up in here it got a little tricky because the torch cut and went down. So I had to crank up the heat and blow into it to get, how would you say, material to weld. And then we just did an uphand. We love uphands because you can fill it in, make it thick, everything like that. And then we just did this. So we'll buff grind it real quick. I'm very pleased how these rods are turning out. Seems how they're gifted rods, and I'm making them work. Well, we have no choice. We have no money to buy more rods, and we can't go to the store and buy rods because, well, the nearest store is 300 kilometers away, and who says that they're going to have welding rods on the shelf? All right, let's have a quick beverage and continue on, because I'm working up a thirst here welding. Okay, late coffee in the kingdom because I worked through, because I wanted to get it done. Plus the material was warm. This wasn't too bad because the guy didn't really weld and we didn't have to chase his welds out. So it was really good to smooth it out quickly. And then over here, we just did an uphand back and forth because it's, I don't know, it's there. So it didn't take much. But over here, we had to work it like an ugly stripper. Oh, wait, that's me. So we just chased it starting at the bottom, and then we went every which way. But how'd you say, to fill in the loads? So it worked out very well. So after coffee, I'll do this, and then over there, and then over there, and then over there, because I'll be standing in there, and I can reach my beer. Yes. So this is turning out very well, and I didn't plan this today. I didn't wake up this morning and say I'm going to weld and weld and weld some more, but the weather conditions were perfect. All right, let's go have a beverage and relax. Okay, 5 o'clock in the kingdom, and these welds here, all 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That took a lot longer than anticipated, but then again, it was a wide V out, and we had to layer it and layer it, and plus we're using the gifted welding rod, so we had to buff and buff and buff some more to keep the slag entrapment. And then we got this one going up here, and also too, you have lots of oil and rust in these cracks and everything, so it comes up. Okay, so then when I did this one over here, all right, let's see if we can walk and talk and not trip and fall. Okay, right here. All right, this one was a fun one because there's welds, layers, and everything like that. So you're booting right along, and then all of a sudden, poof, there's a little explosion because it's grease or oil coming up, or these rods here being old, okay, and they just kind of, the fluxes fell out or a bad spot in them. But we're thankful we got these rods because we wouldn't be planning on welding this D7. That's what I mean. The Kingdom followers, YouTube subscribers, gifting us items to get these projects done is getting them done. That's why we like to doing this stuff, and that's part of my retirement. So I think tomorrow we might have to flip it over because I want to weld up in here. Nobody's ever welded up in here, so if I flip it on its side, I think that might work out. And trying to booger weld and defy the gods of gravity, I don't think we can flip this thing any higher. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't take much to flip it on its side, and then we can look at the tracks to see how bad they are. Ooh, that's a touchy subject. I don't know if we want to talk about that. Okay, seems how 5 o'clock was too early to quit on a Saturday, especially when the sun's shining. The boss likes to see a full time card. Yes, he's an asshole. Okay, so I found the master links here, and this cat is old, so what they did was they pounded it through and they welded on the one end. So you can see it there, all the boogers, right? All my D69U cats are the same way, and that's a fact of life back then. Also remember too, we don't play in dirt or anything like that. We play in snow, so we don't need perfect tracks. We have wonder tracks. We wonder how they stay on. So this D6 or the D7 is basically the same undercarriage as the Bismarck and the Hood when I got them. Remember, they sunk them both in the lake and they didn't worry about it because, well, they were worn out junk. And then I come along and, well, good cats to me. So here I got the air arc out, chased out the master pin here, no problem. But to get the pad off, okay, see the bolts here? I don't think a wrench will fit, so I air arc the tops off. Yes, air arc. But also too, I reached into the goodie box there to grab more air arc rods. That's the size we're using. Look at the size of these ones. Oh, that's Netsman up here. Okay, look at the size we're using, and then look at the size of these big ones. And it had no problems. I got it hot and we just vaporized it there, no problem. So let's do the other side, and these pins are loose. Okay, they'll come out when they come out, but that's a fact of life. But that's one of the things, you got the air arc out, so you might as well use it because it takes time and money to drag it out for each individual job. So do all your air arcing on one go and call it good. Plus a more excuse to drink beer. Okay, 7 o'clock, and I would never believe this if you told me. If you showed me a picture of this undercarriage and said, yeah, that master link should come out, and I would, yeah, cut the welds off and then it would just fall out. Well, I was so wrong. We ended up air arcing, yes, me, myself, and I, all the way down there to get the material that was compressing it, right? Because you got to remember these things are pressed in or whatever on frickin' real. So that one got out, it's loose. And we had to do the same here. But over here, on this one here, I had to go back to it because they were nice enough to weld it on the inside, and I didn't notice that. So then we had to beat on it, air arc this one more time, and then air arc in here. Can you see that, Les Netsman? Yeah. So that was a surprise. So it's well worth it. I'm a little tuckered out from swinging the 20-pound sledgehammer. It reminded me of my honeymoon with the first ex-wife. Yes, she was a little large. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. All right, so we did it. But now if we put this cat in the shop to work on the undercarriage or do anything, these track links here, these master pins would have screwed us up, because that would have been like a 2-day job in the shop because we can't really air arc in there. Plus, there's no room to work here. Now we can, I would say, move it around the yard and then take it in the shop, because we have to take a link or two out and get the tighteners back to where they're supposed to be. Because this one over here, as you can see that, was like over tightened. But then again, that's what happened. The Bismarck and the Hood have had both their tracks shortened, and they're wonder tracks. They work good in the snow. Like, it's not work we're gonna go, how'd you say, bulldozing rocks or on a 24-hour schedule 7 days a week at the mine. Yeah, right, there's gonna be no mine here in WHO-ville. All right, let's clean up this mess and have some victory drinks, because we had a good day air arcing.
Saturday morning in WHO-ville, and it's almost 11 a.m. and I'm just getting ready to head shopping. As you can see, it is still pretty smoky out here right now. Not much of a sun. It's hiding behind the clouds and the smoke. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 22 degrees Celsius, which is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. We even had the feels like on the bottom. Now it's time to get the quad out and head up and do some shopping. Then I'll go to the Kingdom and see what my dad's up to. Just after 11 a.m. and I just finished shopping. For the one bag it was $65, but I had to buy a big butter and some sugar, and then I got sandwich meat and of course bread, because my dad likes this bread over the other bread that I've been getting. So let's head on over to the Kingdom and see what my dad's up to. 11:30 and I just dropped off everything in the Kingdom. Now I'll head down to the shop and see what my dad's up to. Pretty sure he's just working on the D7. I can see him from here actually off in the corner, so let's head down and see what he's doing. Almost 12 p.m. and it looks like we're not doing anything in the Kingdom today. I actually got invited out to the lake with my little helper and his kids. That's what I'll be doing this afternoon since it is pretty hot out. Not sure if you can hear that in the background. So there's a helicopter flying over the Kingdom. If they crash, they're gonna land right on top of us. Now it's time to head inside, grab my dog treats, then I'll go back to WHO-ville and wait for my little helper to message and say he's ready to go. 12 p.m. and I just made it home from the Kingdom and put the quad away. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make a quick lunch, and then see if my little helper is ready to go swimming. Sure is getting hot out here today. It's kind of humid right now as well. At least there's a bit of wind, so no bugs. 12:30 and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 25 degrees Celsius, which is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. That wind makes it nice and cool. There's no sandflies or bugs out. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and then get ready for my little helper to pick me up. I won't be recording out there, but I'll tell you guys all about it when I get back, so let's get going. 4:30 and I just made it back from the beach. Had a lot of fun with my little helper and his boys. As you can see, it is pretty windy out here, so it kept the bugs away, but it's kind of humid and smoky out. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. Now it's time to get the quad out and head over to the Kingdom. Almost 5 p.m. and I made it to the Kingdom. Doesn't look like we're doing anything today. My dad's just tinkering around on the D7, so I'll head inside and grab my dog treats, then go back to WHO-ville and end my day.
Okay, 7:30 in the Kingdom, and I would have never thought we'd be working on the Adams Road Grader, the 550, known as Gomez, this summer, or the D7 4T, but unreal. And we thank the YouTube subscribers and Kingdom followers for encouraging us to finish these projects. Yes, and those gifted welding rods worked out very well on the D7 4T, known as Jack. All right, let's scroll a bit more. Oh, I've had enough of that sun today. Oh, I'm hurting. I overdid it today, but I wasn't planning on it. But oh well. Look at those flags. They're in their natural state. There's a slight breeze. All right, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, and make a video. Talk to you later.